When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. Well, life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle.
Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish.
The podcast that may not have its gag reflex, but it still has its fag reflex.
What is a fag reflex? That's like when you see another gay person and you, like a purse falls out of your own mouth.
When you see a spider and you go, ah!
Yeah. Also, I have a very weak gag reflex. I'm Mike Johnson.
Good for you. Hey, boys. Hey, listen up. I'm Kyle Getz.
And we're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. And today, I can't stop thinking about the phrase gawk gawk now.
What's that mean?
Gawk gawk?
Yeah.
That's the sound of blowing somebody in like internet leet speak.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. That noise, Kyle. You got
it. Why? I know that noise all too well, Mike.
Right. Yeah, exactly. 100. No. Hey, hi. Okay. Not 100 words. We're going to do that in a second. We're here to talk about Tighty Whities. That's the part we do now. We're going to talk about
Tighty Whities. Yeah, it is the part we do now. We're so good at this.
This was a Gap Bridger request. And are we going to talk about that now or are we going to talk about that later?
We can talk about it now.
Okay. It's all Matt Harper's fault. If you hate this, blame him. Yes.
Don't blame us. We are just the conduits. We are just the voice of Matt Harper trying to share a little bit more about Tighty Whities. As a Gap Bridger, once you're a Gap Bridger for 3 months, you get to produce your own episode. That means you come to us, we chat about your episode idea, and then we make it happen. And this is the part of making it happen that we do.
Make it happen. Isn't that a Mariah Carey song?
Oh, I don't know. Wow. Do you know a pop diva song that I don't? Good for you.
We've got to add it to the list now, Kyle.
Okay.
Yep. Make it happen. Mariah Carey.
Good for you.
Yeah, I know. It's from 1991. So you were probably like not
5.
You're not as up on your shit.
Yeah. I was, as a 5-year-old, I was not as up on my Mariah Carey game as I became. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget she's that old. Okay, here we are. I swear I took my pills, Kyle. You saw me do it moments ago.
I did watch you do it, but that means they might have not kicked in quite yet.
That's true.
Maybe they need a little time to simmer. So if you all of a sudden get like sedated through the course of this episode, we'll know why.
Yeah, I'll be boring right after the news at this rate. So
perfect.
We have 100 words, Kyle.
We do.
At a certain level of Patreon, if you send in 100 words, I will read them. It's known popularly by nobody but Kyle and I, apparently, as the Use Mike's whole benefit. Here it goes. I just wanted to say that I love your podcast. As a newly out gay trans man who was previously in a hetero relationship for 20 years, your podcast has been instrumental in learning about gay culture. I also really appreciate your support of trans issues. You two have a great dynamic and are just so entertaining to listen to. I can't remember the last time I actually laughed out loud while listening to a podcast. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Kyle Merrick.
Thanks, Kyle. Did you not read the intro to this?
No, I didn't. Just for you, Kyle.
Wow. We're making progress, Mike. We're getting there.
It felt bad. I want you to know that. It felt like an unscratched itch, you know, when you're like, just, you don't, like, you've got, like, your taint itches, but you're on an airplane and you can't really scratch your taint.
The important thing is that I don't care.
Okay. You want me to suffer with that itchy taint?
Yes, suffer with your itchy taint the entire flight, and I'll be sitting pretty.
Oh God!
Also, I love it when people use 100 words to say nice things about us. That's a great use of that benefit. I love that.
Yep, use my whole nicely anytime you want to. Thanks, Kyle. And you said you're a newly out gay trans man. So does that mean that you selected this name recently as well? Like, did you name yourself after our Kyle?
Oh, thank you for the honor. I'm going to presume the answer is yes, and going to go ahead and preemptively thank you for that honor. You're welcome for donating such a wonderful name to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So don't just lie to me if it's not true.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm choking on my own entertainment. Okay. Now the news?
Yes.
I'm sorry. This is like the severalth episode in a row that I just can't not be surprised by the arrival of the news for some reason.
I know. You're the one that like defines when it happens. So it's always funny when you're like, wait, do we do it now?
Yeah.
Shut your mouth hole. It's time for your ear holes. News.
Okay. First, Kyle, not news the first. This is an update.
Okay.
We definitely talked about this story before, but I wanted to bring it up again because now it's happening. Over 1,000 LGBTQ plus Catholics from 22 different countries made history this week by participating in the first officially recognized LGBTQ plus pilgrimage to the Vatican during the Catholic Church's Jubilee year. The pilgrimage is listed on the Vatican's official calendar of Jubilee events. It took place September 5th through 7th and culminated with pilgrims walking through the Holy Door of St. Peter's Basilica, a symbolic passage that represents forgiveness and reconciliation and is only opened every 25 years. It was also, I think, the indulgence or something, like walking through a magic door. It's a plot element in the Buddy Christ movie.
You've lost me now.
I've lost myself. When Alanis Morissette was God and
Dogma?
Dogma, thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
It was in that. Anyway, people were kind of worried that the new Pope Leo the 14th was going to nix that because, the other guy who's dead now, Pope Francis, was sort of more friendly to queer people than the Catholic Church has been historically. And they're like, hey, is this new guy going to be like, no, fuck that shit? And he did not indeed fuck that shit. He allowed that shit. So,
and a bunch of homos went and didn't catch on fire. So that's a good sign from God.
Yep. Exactly right.
I'm assuming that no one caught on fire. Otherwise, I feel like you would have led with that.
I mean, no, nobody that I know of.
Okay.
I did not catch on fire. Did you catch on fire?
No, but I also am not a Catholic, so God doesn't get to judge me.
Derek, did you catch on fire? Oh, he did.
Yes, Derek did. Okay.
Let's see. So Pope Leo met with Father James Martin, who's a prominent Jesuit advocate for gay Catholics. And Martin told CNN that Pope Leo assured him he would, quote, continue the legacy of Pope Francis in his ministry with LGBTQ people, which is a ministry of openness and welcome. I've been talking a lot about this online in like my rage booking or orgy sometimes that like the Christian churches, the Christian denominations need to figure out how to get right with gay people, or the changing demographics of Gen Z and Gen Alpha will even more erode church membership and church attendance. And maybe the Catholic Church has gotten the memo. I don't know.
Yeah, they basically have a branding issue. This is a company that is declining in membership, and it needs members to make money and profit, and it has a branding issue that it doesn't seem friendly to LGBT people, and that's causing some people to leave the church or not feel welcome in the church. And yeah, given how gay the next generations are, they're going to have to fix that.
Yep. Just digging in your heels and saying, but God said in Leviticus is not going to cut it.
Nope.
News the first officially here.
Okay. Official news the first.
Yep. The Supreme Court of the United States of America on Wednesday, September 10th, declined to let the state of South Carolina enforce its trans bathroom ban against a 15-year-old trans boy. It leaves in place a federal appeals court ruling that allows him to use the boys' restroom while his legal challenge continues. In a brief unsigned order, the justices emphasized this was, quote, not a ruling on the merits of the legal issues, but rather based on standards for emergency relief. Anyway, the boy gets to piss while we're waiting on them to decide whether he gets to piss indefinitely or not, I guess.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's the fact that they mentioned that it's not because of the merits of the case is the downside of this otherwise positive news story.
Yeah, and they're also sort of wrong about that in a way, like they're lying in a way, because usually they provide emergency relief, like telling him, no, you can't piss. if they believe that that's the likely way that this case is going to go. So they can say it's not about the merits of the case, but they can also say by not allowing this to go forward, that the merits of the case aren't so strong that they need to provide emergency relief now.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's a good sign.
Yeah. It's a good sign. We'll see what happens. Can everybody just pee?
Just let people use the bathroom that they know is right for them because they know better than you.
Just poop and pee.
Just poop and pee. That's all you got to do.
Poo-poos and pee-pees, everybody.
Like my dog does outside. Poo-poos and pee-pees.
Poo-poos and pee-pees. Everybody needs to poo-poo and pee-pee. Mm-hmm. But just let them do that.
Just let them do it. It's that easy.
It's that easy. Okay, news the second.
Nice.
I had a sandwich, and it had goat cheese on it, and I hate goat cheese. And now everything just tastes like goat cheese, and I want to die.
Did your burp just burp up some goat cheese?
Yes.
Oh, ew.
That was news the second. News the third. No, I'm kidding. News the second. In a landmark victory for LGBTQ plus families internationally, a Hong Kong High Court judge ruled Tuesday, September 9th, in favor of a lesbian couple's parental recognition of their son born through reciprocal in vitro fertilization.
Okay, now what is that?
Yeah. So I believe that it was one of the mothers provided the egg, but it was carried by the other mother. That's reciprocal in vitro, which is like, it's a special thing that lesbian moms get to do with each other. That's a
really cute way that both can be involved in the pregnancy. I love that.
Yep. Their child was born in Hong Kong in 2021, but only the birth mother was allowed to put her name on the birth certificate, leaving the mother who donated the egg legally invisible, despite being a biological mother. But Judge Russell Coleman ruled that parts of Hong Kong's parent and child ordinance significantly impede the boy from accurately representing his family relationships and declared that, quote, a reasonable balance is not struck between the societal benefits of the measure and the inroads made into the rights of the affected individuals. This is considered to be a precedent-setting decision. It comes just one day before Hong Kong lawmakers voted down a separate bill that would have granted limited recognition to same-sex partnerships, making this court victory even more significant for queer families seeking legal recognition in the semi-autonomous Chinese territory.
That's wonderful. Wow. This is the second good news story in a row.
News the third, Kyle.
Yeah?
Charlie Kirk is dead. That's the news.
You don't have more to add to that?
Of course I have more to add. I don't, you know me. I'm beside myself about this. Anybody who is on my social media knows that I've just been an absolute lunatic the last, several days. The reason to bring this into it though is that I think the scariest part of this whole thing is in the immediate aftermath of, and I'm reading now, I'll change my voice so that's clear. In the immediate aftermath of conservative activist Charlie Kirk's assassination at Utah Valley University on September 10th, multiple news outlets, including the Wall Street fucking Journal, published false reports that linked the shooting to the trans community. Initially unverified law enforcement bulletins claimed that ammunition found at the scene contained inscriptions related to transgender ideology. This led to widespread speculation and threats against trans people online. Blah, 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 blah. This is my favorite fuck up of the whole thing. It's because the bullets all said TRN on them, which is a manufacturer's mark for one of the leading manufacturers of ammunition in the entire world. It's just a brand that they're like, TRN, that's trans.
Really? That was the connection?
That was really the connection, Kyle.
Wow.
They were so desperate to pin this on trans people that they, intentionally or not, thought that TRN on these bullets, which is the fucking brand of the bullet, the manufacturer of the bullets, that meant trans.
They try to pin so much on trans people and demonize trans people in ways that don't make sense because they're not backed up by fact. So they're trying to manufacture these facts to validate their pre-existing worldview that trans people are bad. And this is just another example of them trying to find a connection to trans people so they can say, look, trans people cause murders, even though, like we said last time, cis white men are 95 some odd % of mass shooters.
Yep. Cis white men This guy was a cis white man, at least the suspect that is in custody. It looks pretty clear that he did it, but innocent until proven guilty and all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Now, what was engraved on the bullets included a bunch of weird messaging that some people are speculating refer to an online community of basically edgelords that were after Kirk because he wasn't extreme enough. That it's actually it's not the left at all. That it was people further right of even him that wanted him dead.
Wow, that's scary. The people that are like so far right, they're even like the far right people aren't far right enough.
Yep, exactly right. Right.
Right.
So then the other thing I have to, Kyle. I really thought I was going to not, but here I am. I'm going to do it.
Do it.
I think that I believe people when they say that they believe that Charlie Kirk was just a man that had the courage of his convictions, who was out there respectfully debating people and the free market of ideas and all of that. I believe that they believe that, but I also think they can only believe that if they weren't his target and don't have basic human empathy to think about what might it be to be someone not me and hear what he is saying. I think it's further compounded by the fact that he could say the most hateful, vile shit if you really think about what he was saying, with a smile on his face and a bow tie, and that makes it seem like innocuous, just asking questions behavior, when really it's absolutely hateful, vile dog whistle shit. And it's amazing to me the number of people, some of whom I'm related to in my family, who have sent me clips of him saying horrific shit if you don't look at his face, but look at the content of what he is saying and who he is saying it to. He full on encouraged a trans man in one of these respectful debates. Somebody sent this link to me. They're like, see, look, he doesn't hate anybody. Look at how nice he's being. And yeah, he, with a very nice look on his face, told this trans man that he's mentally ill and should seek help. Like, I care about you. You should go get the help you need. And so, of course, that looks, if you just only look at his tone, only look at his face, and you already believe that he's a respectful debater that is just existing, you got to go further than that, you motherfuckers. You need to actually understand the content that was coming out of his face and how vile it was. He was a fucking vile man, and I am not sad that he is dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because you debate in a public forum doesn't make your ideas not harmful, doesn't make your ideas not hateful and damaging to a group of people.
Yeah. Also, because this gets confused a lot, I don't think he deserved to die. I do not think that anything that he did condones being murdered in front of hundreds of people at a public event. I condemn that act wholeheartedly. I can say that, and all of that can be true at the same time that I do not believe that he was a net positive in the universe, and I am glad that he's no longer in it.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the news, Kyle.
That's the news. Speaking of people we don't want to see dead, I want to thank the following new Patreon member. Hey, you already heard from her earlier. This is new Patreon member Kyle Merrick.
Hi, Kyle.
Hi again. Good to see you. Nice name. You're welcome.
I don't know about the Merrick part. That's, you know.
Oh.
I don't know. I had no punchline there. What's Merrick Garland, the Supreme Court guy that
never was?
Senator Turtlefucker, refused to have a confirmation hearing.
Yeah. If you need a good last name, may I suggest Getz?
Yeah, that's true.
Great name. If you want ad-free episodes a day early, if you want to support the show, if you want bonus content, go to patreon.com/Gayish podcast.
Use Mike's hole. That has nothing to do with what Kyle was just saying. It's
just a thing you should do. Do you want to talk about Tighty Whities?
Let's talk about Tighty Whities, Kyle. Let's do it. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk to you about the history of Tighty Whities, Kyle.
Okay, sure.
And I think it's interesting. Basically, the Tighty Whities, like, people were obsessed. So Briefs, tighty whities, whatever you call them. It was over 80 years ago, 90 years ago now, 90 years ago that the underwear would make Minnie, a Calvin Klein model, famous. It was released to the world. So in 1934, Arthur Niebler was an executive and designer for Cooper's Inc. And that was a Wisconsin-based company that sold socks, hosiery, and undergarments. And he got a postcard from a friend that was visiting the French Riviera. And on that postcard, it showed a man in a short, tight bikini-style bathing suit. And this dude Niebler was like, what if that wasn't swimming attire? What if that's just what dudes wore for underwear?
So he saw someone in a Speedo and was like, cool, what if we made that into underwear?
Basically, yeah. Huh. Yeah. So boxer shorts were invented about a decade before, but the loose fit was rough for anybody that needed to wear long johns or union suits. And so inspired again by this postcard, he created a brand new type of men's underwear, legless with a Y front. And he wore them around and he thought, these are holding up the boys just like a jockstrap does. So he decided to call them jockey shorts, like they're jockstrap-ish, jockey.
Oh,
which I always thought the name brand jockey had something to do with like horses, like the jockey that rides the horse. The person who rides a horse in a horse race is called a jockey.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with them whatsoever. It's because it's like a jockstrap.
Oh, okay.
In terms of the amount of support it brings to your genitals.
I was going to say far less ass visible than a jockstrap, which is one of the downsides, if you ask me.
Yeah, just from the dick and balls support perspective, Kyle.
Right.
There's at the expense of access to your hole. Anyway, Marshall Field's department store picked up jockeys, and they were to debut on January 19th, 1935 in Chicago. And what do you know about Chicago in January, Kyle?
Oh, is it cold as fuck?
There was a blizzard. There was a fucking blizzard. And they were real worried that the launch of jockeys was going to be impacted by this blizzard. But despite that, they sold all 600 pairs of their jockeys on that one day. Within 3 months, over 30,000 flew off the shelves all over the country. And it was so successful that in 1971, Cooper's, that company, would change its name to Jockey.
It's interesting when we have like a definitive source. Like some things that we talk about are like general concepts that are like, this started in ancient Greece because it's like, we talk about like democracy or voting or, some of these things. But this is like, there's a definitive date that it was released and we know exactly when it started.
Yep, exactly right. Yep. And maybe on January 19th, we should celebrate Jockey Day, Kyle.
Oh, yeah, that would. Oh, my God. The tighty whitey fetishes would love that if we had an entire day to celebrate.
I'm betting Matt Harper's jizzing just thinking about having tighty whitey birthday day. So the boxer brief was invented in the 90s, and some people have pointed out that that's like tighty whities were basically the only innovation in men's underwear for like 100 years. And then the 90s saw boxer briefs. And I don't know, Kyle, I'm sure we'll talk about it more, but like, did you wear tighty whities?
I did.
I didn't realize until reading through this that like I basically followed exactly this progression. Mm-hmm. With a little asterisk. Like I wore tighty whities as a kid. That's what my parents put me in and bought for me. That was my underwear for however long. And then I remember like going for boxers for like a year or something because that's what all the cool kids were doing. But then I went to boxer briefs, and that's basically what I wore was boxer briefs for like most of the 90s. And then when I came out as gay, I got to wear fun underwear.
Yeah, you're right that you don't get to have fun with your underwear until you come out. And that's something we'll talk about a little bit more later.
Yeah. Jockey also in 1958, they had the first mass market men's bikini brief. And they were inspired by women's bikinis and the way that they fit. And apparently, even though it was 1958 and pretty early, a huge percentage of the customers for those jockey scants, they were called scants, were gay men. So that was the height of gay criminalization in a lot of jurisdictions. But quote, they were popular with gay men at a time in which homosexuality was widely illegal. But I guess I didn't realize that jockey also like invented the tighty whitey, and their success in part was built on gay culture and the success of at least these bikini briefs that they came out with.
Gays are like foundational to like civilization.
Right. Yeah.
We're the building blocks upon which civilization is constructed.
I'm pretty sure we built the pyramids, you know?
Yeah, I think some lesbian organized it though, because no gay is going to be that coordinated to like get a bunch of people to do one thing in a row for a long period of time.
There's a guy named J.C. Leyendecker who actually was published homoerotic underwear advertising well before Tighty Whities came out. Like a lot of people point to Tighty Whities and advertisements, which are largely just like shirtless hot dudes wearing Tighty Whities and the like being a kid and going through the underwear section because it was titillating, etc. But that whole thing of like using men's bodies to sell men's underwear in a homoerotic kind of way was well before Tighty Whities were invented. It was from 1907 to 1930 with a campaign. Again, J.C. Leyendecker made it. It was called Arrow Collar Man, and it featured suffused homoeroticism and charged glances between male models to schlep underwear.
Ooh, furtive glances from across the room. That's hot.
Yeah, and it sold those undies, Kyle. Anyway, that's enough of the history. It's been around. You know, they came out in Chicago in the 30s and have been a thing ever since, although they are less popular since the 90s, but they definitely haven't gone away.
Yeah. Something that you mentioned briefly that I want to like pick up on, because it's a big aspect of this, is people going to the underwear section and viewing, like finding out you're gay from that. That's just such a common recurring theme, is people going to the underwear section, seeing Tighty Whities, you can just see, you know, on the images, it's just like a hint of the torso that you can see, but it's enough to be like, oh, that's hot and I'm into that. And that's a lot of people's gay awakening.
Yes, especially in the old days, right? Like kids these days have the internet. They can see full ass porn if they can get, you know, if they can sneak away from their parents and you know, like not get caught on whatever browser they're on. When I was a kid, we did not have that. Like your options to see any kind of like men in a sexual way was like TV or movies, maybe, pretty rarely, but maybe. Or like the Sears catalog underwear section. I was
going to say the Sears catalog too. Of like you'd steal that to try to take a look at some of the hot dudes in it.
Underwear and bathrobes, man. Whew. Yeah, bring it. Or the underwear section at a department store, Target, you know, Sears, JCPenney, wherever. And it's also important to note, I think, that Tighty Whities were the vehicle for that in-person experience, because other kinds of underwear I think aren't packaged the same. Boxer briefs were, right? But like I think boxer shorts, a lot of them were just like on a hanger and not with like picture of hot dude. That the plastic, the tight plastic wrap around like 3 pairs of Tighty Whities that have a hot dude on them is like, it's specifically Tighty Whities that I think use that packaging the most.
Yeah. What I'm really going to talk about is this distinction that we've been bringing up, is boxers versus briefs.
Yeah, get it.
And I got this info from an article called New Perspectives on Man's Underwear that was in, I can read, intellectdiscovery.com by Sean Cole and Jonathan A. Allen in 2022. And they opened by talking about the 1994 MTV program Enough is Enough, where American President Bill Clinton was asked boxers or briefs. And, and he replied, usually briefs.
Usually.
There was yes, exactly. There was a little speculation on what does usually mean, and why are you not just committing to, maybe it's just uncomfortable to commit to an answer when you're the president.
I mean, I think it was also okay. It was Bill Clinton. He was probably freeballing some amount of time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got to get that dick out there.
That's right. Easy access.
Oh, no. And we place a lot of judgment in the answer, men's answer to that question. Briefs are considered uptight and constrained, and boxers are considered relaxed and free. Do you have those same stereotypes?
Yes.
Okay.
If we're talking, so we also already talked about the gay versus straight thing, right? Like if they're fun briefs, if they're pink, like, and maybe don't have a dick hole, but then like that's just gay.
Yeah.
Tighty Whities briefs that I think I associate that more with straight men than with gay men. And then, but that is a man who like is, uptight, conservative.
Yeah. 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 And the fact that this is even a question, the fact that it is one or the other really tells us a lot about men's fashion, that it is above all functional. And they mentioned that it's hard to picture someone asking women a similar kind of question because women have different textiles, fabrics, styles, cuts, colors. Like they have so many options that you couldn't break their options down to one thing or another thing. So this is a uniquely male question and something that tells you a lot about our view of what men's options are in the fashion world.
I might disagree with part of that. Like, I think that girls have like the plain white bra, the plain cotton bra that is sort of the like just functional and boring like version. But then more importantly, I think that they have granny panties. Like if you say granny panties, that means a whole like thing of like, it's not a thong. It's not a bikini. It's not a fun underwear. This is just granny panties. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think they have their own kind of basics or staples and functional underwear as well as fun and exciting underwear, just like men do. But there isn't a question for women that is like boxers or briefs, like, granny panties or bikini. Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. I think there's no or to that. It's just like, hey, are you granny panties?
Yeah. Men are trained to not think about fashion. And in the article, it said that those that do are considered, quote, peculiar in some way.
Gay.
Peculiar is definitely another way to say gay, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Peculiar equals queer equals gay equals dick sucking. Like that's... Yes.
Yep. I think the article talked about how more recently men have been more able to participate in fashion, that things are growing for men's choices. They said over the past 40 years, we have increasingly seen men's underwear move from functional necessities to luxurious and sexy objects of desire, beginning with Calvin Klein's groundbreaking advertisements featuring ex-Olympian Tom Hintznaus. I don't know how to say that.
Nailed it.
Yeah, sure. And then more recently, Rihanna launched a lingerie brand, Savage. I don't know how to say it. Savage X Fenty, Savage times Fenty, Savage and Fenty. And they have launched.
Is it Xfinity?
The only underwear that gives you the internet.
Yeah.
Your new digital underwear. They have lingerie for men, including satin boxers, satin pants, a smoking jacket, and thongs and mesh briefs.
Ooh. Hot.
So to close this out, they say that, quote, men's underwear simply is no longer just a matter of functionality. It is a statement, a part of one's identity, a way to think about masculinity, a commitment to responsibility and sustainability, and it is a world full of options.
It's a whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
All right, Kyle.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some language stuff, yeah?
Okay, sure. I was really expecting the like, what are tighty whities question up front. So I'm surprised that we didn't already talk about language.
I mean, they're in the UK they're called Y fronts.
Really?
And that's, I think, maybe the most descriptive, because they're not like, I've seen a lot of dumpy butts not tight in white tighty whities. They're just like saggy whiteys sometimes.
Was it Bob's Burgers where Gene says, "I've seen your tighty whities, not so tighty, not so whitey."
Yeah, right.
You can wear them for an extended period of time and have them be not so tighty and not so whitey.
Absolutely. But yeah, the leg holes have to be like way up close to your groin area, and leg bands that are at or near the groin. There's also like an elastic waistband that is like external to the fabric is also super important, right? Like you can't hide the elastic inside of the material that the rest of the garment is made out of. Like with boxers, this has to be like you can see the elastic. Anyway, yeah, they're called Y-fronts in the UK and in Ireland.
Huh.
And then, of course, in the United States, we call them tighty whities. But this is where I went down a rabbit hole, Kyle. If you look at the Wiktionary entry for tighty whities, they say synonyms: man panties.
I think there are other things that are maybe more man panty-esque than tighty whities.
I don't know.
No?
Or manties. That's like
manties.
another.
I hate portmanteaus that make, I think you know this, that put the word man in front of a noun, because like we're so ashamed to do anything that seems feminine. We have to add man in front of it, like a man purse, or
Yeah.
I can't think of another example.
A man bun.
A man bun. Yeah. We're so ashamed to do anything that might seem feminine that we have to label it like, no, just to clarify, I'm still a dude.
Yeah. Okay. Counterpoint. It's such a thing, and I don't know that it's been invented anywhere else yet. We should have man rosé.
What's the difference? Oh, there is no difference. Just like all these other things.
Right. Exactly. If Miller High Life can try to market beer to women, then we can have man rosé.
Yeah. If Diet Dr. Pepper can have a dude's drink that has 23 calories instead of 0, then yeah, we could have a man rosé. I would buy the shit out of a man rosé.
Yeah. Yeah. They have also been called punk panties.
Oh.
Again, this is according to Wiktionary, but nut huggers.
This sounds like an Urban Dictionary entry. This is
maybe.
Fun.
But men's swimming briefs, tight-fitting jeans, or similar, especially tight lower body garments. So this would say like, not all nut huggers are tighty whities, but all tighty whities are nut huggers categorically, and the same with butt huggers.
Okay.
But here's where I fully expect to get hate mail, Kyle.
Okay.
Is it tighty whities or is it whitey tighties? Because we've drawn a line in the sand with the name of today's episode, and Matt Harper clearly had a preference for tighty whities. But have you ever heard them called whitey tighties? I
think I've heard that in passing, but it always sounded weird to me because it's so clearly tighty whities.
This is where we're going to get hate mail, Kyle.
Okay.
So there is some evidence to suggest, first of all, if you say whitey tighty, great. Enjoy. I'm not asking you to change it. I will tell you.
Change yourself. Fix yourself. Get right with the Lord.
Great. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think you should, but if you don't, that's okay. We can still be friends. So first of all, tighty whities definitely came first. Research indicates that it definitively started first. So anybody who tries to claim like origination, that like they've always been whitey tighties, that's incorrect. Not that matters. Language is about usage, not about prescription. But the other thing, have you ever seen those sentences about the order of adjectives like that have to happen in English?
Yes. English has a specific order of adjectives that if you don't put it in that order, it sounds weird. And a lot of English speakers just know this inherently without learning what the specific rule is.
Yep. Well, so it's ossus comp is one way to remember the correct way that English speakers are acculturated to. It's opinion, size, age, shape, color, origin, material, and purpose. And color definitely comes before material. And so those people who say that like tighty whities is wrong, if you try to say that something is a tight white, et cetera, instead of a white tight whatever, you're breaking this rule and it will sound weird. I think they're wrong about that, but they have an argument.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm sold yet.
Yeah, me neither. I am so bad at devil's advocacy, Kyle, because sometimes the devil is just an asshole, you know?
Yeah. Why are we trying to be like the devil in our arguments?
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So just there's also some evidence that suggests that it is regional, that it's quite specifically the Midwest of the United States that prefers whitey tighties, and that kind of feeds up into the Northeast. And so us being on the West Coast and South when we grew up, respectively, we would not say whitey tighty. We would say tighty whitey, because that's where the linguistic map shows that that's the preference. Derek, you grew up in the Midwest. Hold up one finger for tighty whities and two fingers for whitey tighties. Okay, he's in the tighty whitey camp. So Iowa is off the map now based on the sample size of one. And then there's some gay specific slang for white briefs. There's fetish terminology that we're going to talk about a little bit later, but like it often in fetish groups gets just abbreviated to TWs.
Yes, I saw that a bunch on Reddit. Everyone was like, I didn't know we were that familiar with tighty whities that we had to abbreviate it to T-dubs, but here we are.
Yep, in kink contexts. And then also there's this the dadcore movement in gay fashion, that this it's a cultural reclamation of dadcore aesthetics that is happening. It's sort of related to the dad bod trend of that being hot and desirable, and has extended into like articles of clothing that we associate with daddishness being now hotter, and that dadcore. I just thought the word dadcore was hilarious, so I put it in the language section.
I love that word. That's a beautiful way to describe the dad bod and dad trend that we have.
Yeah, and like it's what led me to buy a grill. Anyway. And then in German, apparently it's Schlüpfer is tighty whitey, and that means something you slip into.
Oh.
But yeah, that's it. I mostly wanted to talk about the whitey tighty versus tighty whitey thing, and hopefully get. I like a good controversy, Kyle. I like send in some hate mail. Yeah,
you can send in your hate mail, but there's no way I'm going to buy into your argument for whitey tighty. I'm just.
Your bullshit is bullshit.
Your bullshit is bullshit for surezies. Well, something that you touched on that I want to expand upon, because you kind of implied this, but didn't talk about it directly. When we talked to Matt Harper, we were talking about whether tighty whities are gay or not. And there is a part of this that is a classic look that is associated with straight people. That this is what kind of basic straight people wear if they don't have exciting underwear. And what Matt, I think, intelligently commented on is that there are cheap tighty whitey brands and there are designer tighty whitey brands. And that may help inform whether it's gay or not. So cheap brands are like Hanes, Fruit of the Loom, Jockey. There are a bunch of store brands like Stafford is the JCPenney house brand. George is the Walmart house brand. There's Gildan. There's Amazon Basics now. Do you buy any Amazon Basics?
Kyle, half of our microphone stands are Amazon Basics. I think, because like maybe it's because I grew up poor on a farm. I do not care about brand names. I care about quality. That will like actual quality of a good will like change the thing for it. But I am not paying for a brand. And like if we need stands that hold microphones up from the floor, I don't give a fuck what brand they are. And Amazon Basics is of decent quality and incredibly cheap. And I know that I'm supporting that dickbag fuckface asshole bald man that is ruining everything like a supervillain. But this is why his model works.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. I've bought other like clothing items that are Amazon Basics, and just because it's the cheap option, and I also don't care about brands, which is interesting because my underwear falls under the designer category, which the designer category is Calvin Klein, To Exist, which To Exist is what I wear.
Underwear for bottoms.
Underwear for bottoms. Someone, if you don't know that, someone once told, I don't remember how either we talked about underwear or I showed them my underwear or whatever, and he told me that To Exist was underwear for bottoms. Tommy Hilfiger, Polo Ralph Lauren, American Eagle, Abercrombie and Fitch, Tommy John. Here's exactly what Matt Harper said. I think brand here may have some distinction in whether a tighty whitey is stereotypically gay. I'm more likely to assume a man in designer tighty whities is gay, whereas I would be far less inclined with a man wearing cheap tighty whities, which I think is true. If you spend any amount of money on underwear, that's investing in fashion and your appearance, and anything that invests in your fashion and appearance is stereotypically feminine, which is stereotyped as being gay.
Yep. I agree. I absolutely agree with that.
So I don't think that completely rules out. There are a lot of gay men, and we're going to talk about it later, that are really into the white, even so-called cheap tighty whitey. So that doesn't rule us out from playing the game of the cheap ones, but it just ups the likelihood that they're gay when they do the designer ones.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. It's also interesting to me, though, that I don't know. It seems so weird that would be a niche or something. Well, I'm trying to gather my thoughts. Basically, if you're gay and you're allowed to spend money on fashion and you're allowed to break out into funderwear, like more fun undergarments, it seems like you wouldn't choose white ones for some reason. Like color seems to be one of the clearest ways that we can sort of play outside the lines when it comes to our underwear choices.
Yeah.
So basically where I'm going with this is how does Tommy Hilfiger how does Tommy Hilfiger have a tighty whitey when it seems like neither gay people would want it because it's not fun enough, nor would straight people want it because they're not allowed to spend money on their underwear. How does Tommy Hilfiger make any money on this product given the cultural attitudes and factors?
I wonder if there's some type of straight dude that grows up and is I still want to wear tighty whities. That's my underwear of choice, but I want the nicer brand because I'm an adult now. I make my own money, God damn it, and I want nice underwear. And they spring for the Tommy Hilfiger brand of tighty whitey.
Yeah, you might be onto something.
Yeah,
luxury, Kyle.
Luxurious underwear for rich people.
Yeah, it's also wild to me that I feel like straight men, it's okay if their boxers are colorful, that boxer briefs have to be either white or gray or blue or black, but boxers can be patterns, colors, it can't be too feminine. The pattern can't be I don't know, unicorns, but it can be bananas or fruit or some other funny thing. Straight dudes are allowed to do that with their boxers.
Yeah. That's very true. When I wear my To Exist briefs, I definitely feel gayer when, on days that I feel gayer, I pick the pattern ones, like the ones with little strawberries on them, or, the ones I had a pair that had a skull and bones, little logo all over all of them. And I love them. And Reynolds ate them.
Oh, nom, nom, nom.
Reynolds eats underwear if it's laying out. So that's something you got to watch out for. Reynolds is also a fan of underwear.
Yeah, sure. In his belly.
In his belly, for sure.
Is that designer versus cheap?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. What is the most expensive pair of underwear you have ever bought?
Oh, God. I think To Exist, some pairs I don't pay. I'm so bad at paying attention. How much did you spend at the grocery store? I don't know. I just kind of buy what I want and don't really think about it, which is definitely a level of privilege that I have. But I don't know, $15, $20, something like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Is that a normal amount?
I guess. Yeah, I think so. Okay. I don't know.
How much have you spent?
Well, at this point, I just wear underwear that listeners have sent. So,
they're all free. That's why we got into podcasting in the first place, is just to refill our underwear supply.
I have yet to make good on the promise to send them back to them, but
that's you got to pay extra for that.
Right? Exactly. No, I think I went through I'm gay, I have money, fancy underwear. I went through a phase, and I still have a lot of those pairs of underwear because they really do last a long time, and. Yeah. I think I spent $60 on a pair of underwear a few times. Oh. And Andrew Christian, which that's gay.
Yeah, that's so gay.
Yeah. And I some pairs of two exist too. I don't know what the most expensive pair of underwear is, but I imagine it's more than I paid, but that I paid more than what most people do.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about iconic Tighty Whitey moments, Kyle.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
If you think of a dude in Tighty Whities from like media, do you have a first, like one that flashes in there?
Tom Cruise in his underwear and oversized shirt and socks, jamming out to whatever that movie was.
Risky Business. Yeah.
Risky
when he
Business,
is dancing around and slides in front of that fireplace. Yeah. Tom Cruise plays the character of Joel Goodson in Risky Business. And I don't think anybody knows anything about that movie anymore except for that scene.
Yeah. And like probably just that. I don't know anything about I've never seen the movie itself, and I know that scene.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a high school student, which that is kind of problematic, but he's in Chicago and his dad wants him to go to Princeton. I don't know. Anyway, it's just, but he hires a sex worker and his friend hires a sex worker on his behalf, who turns out to be trans. Maybe I need to watch Risky Business, Kyle.
Wow. I wonder if it holds up. That's anything that is from earlier than like 2000 that talks about trans issues is always really bad at it.
Well, this is 1983. So like the terminology has changed. Like I'm sure transvestite or crossdresser is used as the like lingo. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I might watch it, but yeah, a lot of people point to Tom Cruise and his Tighty Whities in Risky Business as being one. My first thought, had you asked me that and you didn't, would be
sorry, that's a bad podcaster, is one that doesn't turn the text around on you. I'm sorry, Mike. Mike, what about you?
It's because of my age at the time. I was 13. And in the deeply closeted throes of puberty, and that's when Calvin Klein's Marky Mark advertising came out.
But is he wearing briefs in that? Isn't he wearing boxer briefs?
He is wearing he's wearing Tighty Whities in quite a few of those.
Oh, okay.
He wears multiple kinds of underwear in that campaign. But it also like immediately made CK's brand huge in the gay community. Yeah. He was hot. I mean, still is. It's too bad he turned out to be kind of a dickbag fuckface asshole, but that doesn't mean he isn't fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, for sure.
Some other examples. John Travolta is in his underwear in the beginning of Saturday Night Fever, which has been a gay awakening referenced by Ricky Martin. Ricky Martin is like, my gay awakening was John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever, and it was Tighty Whities. Some other ones, let's see. Do you remember that Mark Wahlberg, that in those Calvin Klein ads that he like grabbed his crotch in a lot of them?
Yeah, I remember that.
That's such a like. It's like Michael Jackson did it, and we were okay with everybody grabbing their dick for 15 years.
It was so hot in that underwear ad. That is, if you would have given me a sec, I didn't realize he was wearing Tighty Whities in those ads. Because I was not focused on the actual underwear in those ads. But that's another example that definitely jumps right to mind. Yeah,
absolutely.
And then like I feel like Justin Bieber then did a campaign that kind of mimicked that, and that's a more recent example.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. And there's been, lots of Calvin Klein advertising that has focused on dudes who are obviously, or arguably anyway, going for the male gaze.
Yeah.
The gay male gaze. But yeah, like Nick Jonas, Lil Nas X, Troye Sivan, Bad Bunny have all had CK campaigns. And then I did not watch Breaking Bad. Did you watch Breaking Bad?
I did. Oh, yeah.
Jesse's explicit comment about Walter looking like, quote, maybe only the world's second biggest homo while he was in his Tighty Whities, which some people had feelings about the characterization there, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know why. To me, that's just really funny.
Yeah. I guess that's it. When I see Tighty Whities in media, it seems like they're going for a vibe, and that vibe is not necessarily complementary to the character. There are exceptions, like Tom Cruise again in his Tighty Whities in Top Gun. He's the protagonist and the hero in that movie. But in lots of other contexts, it seems like Tighty Whities are used as a trope for this person is poor, blue collar, lower class, maybe kind of dirty. Like that's the baggage that comes with putting a character into Tighty Whities, and they do.
Yeah. That's so interesting how much we bring to underwear. Like that's so many assumptions that we bring to just what underwear, like when creating a movie, to like, what underwear would this character wear? That's, I didn't think about how big a decision that is when you have to, costume someone.
Yep. And that's why casting and costuming are really so super important. And because even just the look of a person can change how their character is perceived, and might not be the right vibe or whatever. Yeah. But there's a producer and filmmaker named Philip Soulier who wears Tighty Whities all over his Instagram. It's ironically _cliche, Derek, if you want to find him. But he says he did a interview with Mel Magazine, which we come back to Mel Magazine pretty regularly on the show here. Yeah. But he said, quote, "The main reason I wear Tighty Whities is for support. I used to always wear boxer briefs, and after a while I realized that they were always riding up my leg. I'm being really personal here, but I'm a grower, not a shower. So every once in a while there would be this gap in there, and all of a sudden I'd have half my underwear inside my asshole."
That's the same reason I don't wear boxers, because I feel like it's wearing like a pair of shorts under my jeans and they ride up, and I always feel like I have to tug them down. And yeah, I feel like briefs are far more comfortable and don't ride up and kind of just fit, and you don't think about them.
Yep. He said, quote, "They hug your business like an old friend who you haven't seen in a long time." And I totally agree that boxers are like, why are they a thing?
Yeah.
I do remember in high school, one of my really good friends said that he tried boxers for a while, and then he switched back to briefs, and he says because everything moved around too much. And then I was like, "Oh, you're talking about your dick." And then I was like, turned on and confused.
Turned on and confused, man. If my teenage years had a name,
yeah, that'd be like the subtitle. Mike,
yeah, for sure.
Mike Johnson's childhood, turned on and confused. Anyway, that's it. That's some iconic moments and the way that we do things in media.
Okay, let's talk more about other people's thoughts on Tighty Whities, because I'm going to do an Ask Reddit segment.
Yeah, you're also going to do people also asked thing for Patreon.
Yeah, for Patreon, we're going to talk about the people also ask questions that show up on Google, because sometimes I just think they're hilarious and I need to talk about them.
Yeah.
But this is the question was posted, thoughts on Tighty Whities, and the context was deleted, but it was posted to Ask Gay Bros by a now deleted user.
Just the gift that keeps on giving, that Ask Gay Bros.
Yep. For sure. Some of the responses. Someone said, "I have a huge TW fetish. I don't wear them in my daily life, but love messing around in them." Which that's interesting to me. Someone that has a fetish for them, but doesn't wear them on the daily basis. I guess I don't always want to do my fetishes on the daily. So maybe that makes sense. But it's just, I would think if you had a fetish for them, you would wear them.
Sure. Yeah. But you also might just like them on others. That's a thing.
That's true. You know? Yeah, just looking at other people. Yeah, I'm not sexually desiring myself in Tighty Whities. I'm sexually desiring other people. Okay.
But for some people, it is the Tighty Whities, and we'll talk about it in a second.
Yeah. Someone else said, "A boner in Tighty Whities is one of my favorites, especially if lying back, legs open." This is like the feeling of it that you were just talking about, the feeling of a boner in Tighty Whities.
Okay. All right. Is it the tightness? Is it the whatever? Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's something hugging your. It feels like you have a bulge then, which is fun.
But like a jock would do that, right?
That's true.
Maybe that works for them too.
Yeah. Someone else said, I think nowadays they're more acceptable for the younger guys. There was this guy a couple years ago who I hooked up with frequently. He always wore FTL, which I think is Fruit of the Loom.
Okay. Yeah.
TWs, when we met up, he loved getting railed in them. He was younger than me, and despite finding the fetish weird, he looked hot in them. Not everyone will find them hot, but many will. Don't worry too much about it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, some people do find it hot and want to hook up. Would you, if someone was like, hey, I have a fetish for tighty whities, would you like go buy tighty whities and wear them for
Absolutely.
a hookup? Yeah.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I'm like, yeah, that's an easy one.
Oh, you're into pleasing other people and figuring out what's their kink and doing it for them.
If it's not an ick for me, absolutely. Yeah. Right. And tighty whities, I don't give a fuck. They don't do anything for me, but I'll wear them. And like, that's a neutral thing. That's a no-op for my universe. So, but if it like is going to like drive you crazy, great. Let's do it.
Yeah. That's how I feel about foot stuff too.
Yeah. Same.
Like, I guess so. It doesn't do anything for me, but if you want to lick my feet, I guess go ahead. I'll wash them for you.
Yeah, this dude suck on my toes, and I was like, "That's an interesting sensation," but you seem really into it, so okay.
Good for you. Go to town on them feet, buddy.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Someone said, "I think they are a great classic choice," which the idea of them being classic is a repeated theme.
Yeah.
Someone else said they are an unsexy thing for 60-year-old men to wear. IMO.
Okay.
Which there's a certain age at which I think, yeah, they like Walter White in Breaking Bad. I think there is a certain age at which it becomes like unflattering to wear tighty whities. Like, oh, you're just an old man in tighty whities. Like, you haven't evolved past anything or what have you.
Yep.
Someone said, wear what makes you comfortable. Although it may come as a surprise to the other person you're hooking up with, your choice in underwear shouldn't make a difference. And if it does, I would take it as a sign that hookup wasn't meant to be and most likely dodge a bullet. Also, there is a whole community of gay men into the TW scene and find the style very attractive. And similarly, someone else said, confidence is sexy. Love yourself and others will too. And it doesn't matter what underwear you have on, which I think that's a good sentiment to leave the segment on. Like, there's a lot of opinions. You know, some people said it was classic. Other people said it was gross for certain men to wear them, but like, wear what makes you comfortable and makes you feel good about yourself. And that's a good rule of thumb, especially for underwear where like it's only a select number of people that are actually going to see your underwear in the first place. So wear what you like and makes you feel comfortable. Yeah,
that's true. If that many people are seeing your underwear, you might be like in trouble soon.
Oh, there's a decent number of men that have seen my underwear.
Yeah. But you don't like, anyway. You don't run around in your underwear at Safeway or whatever.
No, not yet.
No. I need to pick a different grocery store. I keep saying Safeway when I make that joke. And like, anyway. Yeah. Okay. You want to talk about fetishes?
Yeah, let's do it. This is what we're really here for. I feel like we teased them all the way till this point. The fetish angle is something we haven't touched on.
Yeah, like, you know how on YouTube you can like click and drag the time marker and it will show you the most replayed part. Like,
yeah,
this is the spike for our episode. It's going to be this little area here.
Yep.
Okay, so 12% of fetish participants focus on underwear. And that's a phenomenon that appears, quote, almost exclusively in males. Basically, ladies do not have underwear fetishes, and like 12% of dudes do.
Wow, that's interesting that women don't have underwear. It's an exclusively male thing. Huh.
Mm-hmm. Gay men have documented online markets for used underwear. That's a big segment of underwear fetishism that, you sell used underwear with descriptive terms like musky, sweaty, cum covered, to reinforce the used nature.
Yeah, when I get bored of my job, this is what I'm going to do instead to try to make a living is just wear underwear and sell them to people online.
Yeah, I mean, you probably could sell them to our listeners, maybe.
Oh, yeah? Do you think have a established audience right there?
Yeah, and the thing is, you don't need to have bajillions of people buying your underwear. You just need enough. Like, how much underwear can you wear? How much underwear can you soil, Kyle?
I can get a lot of underwear dirty real quickly.
I will not question your abilities.
No, thank you.
So that's and then there's been a bunch of academic research on jockstrap sniffing, and it is also predominantly gay men that are into that, and that is there's a big overlap between that and tighty whities. Like jockstrap for like it was invented as a jockstrap that covered your ass, right? Like that's there's a big overlap there. And tighty whities, it turns out, are among the most often stolen underwear from locker rooms.
From locker. I thought you were going to say from the store. From locker rooms. Wow.
From locker.
I can't imagine the creep that's going through other people's stuff stealing tighty whities. That's
But they're just that into it, Kyle. They can hardly help themselves.
Yeah.
But and they're then used for sexual stimulation.
That makes me uncomfortable because the idea that gay men are creeping on men in the locker room is largely not true, but it sounds like there's a population who actually do that. And that really plays into the stereotype that gay men are just creeps.
Yeah. Well, and what they want to steal is tighty whities, so don't wear those to the gym.
Okay. Yeah. Well, but you don't want boxers at the gym. You don't want your business floating around while you're trying to run on the treadmill.
Oh, well, or do you?
Or do you? Never mind. I don't know why. That was a silly thing that I just said.
So let's see. British Psychological Society research said, quote, if clothing is a technology of the self, underwear is a technology of our most inner self. And this is sort of trying to explain why fetishism for underwear exists, which, quick aside, I should have said this before I went down this whole thing. You don't have to pick apart your fetishes. I think there's a lot of like, well, why is that true? Why is that a thing? Why am I like this? Is even a question that like people ask themselves about their kinks. And it's okay. Like knowing where it comes from is not likely to make it go away or change it. So, you kind of have to ask yourself, like, why am I asking? Why am I going down this?
Yeah, but I would say that understanding the why behind your fetish can help unlock other things that are similar, like that achieve a similar goal, but are achieved through a different route. So it could open you up to other ideas and possibilities.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Like if you're going down that route to like unlock like next level kinks, great, good for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You. But basically, the British Psychological Society is saying that like clothing is a technology of the self, underwear is a technology of our most inner self, because it is like secret. That creates a symbolic difference in our relation to what we are wearing. They said even, quote, men develop emotional bonds with their underwear and use them as manhood acts to provide comfort and confidence. It's really interesting to me. But this idea that like, because it is it's secret and personal, that lends itself to fetishistic attachment. Yeah,
that makes sense.
There is another thought that it's, I don't know, I'm a little nervous about this one because I don't know how it's going to be received by people who might have a tighty whitey fetish, but there is some evidence to suggest that a fetish for tighty whities is because tighty whities are associated with straight men, and that it is a deferred attraction to that which is unavailable, or the taboo nature of being into straight men or being sexually attracted to straight men, that is a symbolic vehicle for that, to expressing that. I
am into straight men for this very reason. It's an unfortunate thing that I'm into. Yeah.
So are you into tighty whities because that's what straight dudes wear?
No.
Is the backwards hat thing also a straight thing?
I think it's also like a bro kind of thing. I have a thing for like straight frat bro kind of vibe.
Didn't Marky Mark wear a backwards hat in his tighty whities in that CK ad? Is it just like, and he's got big arms. Kyle, are you into Marky Mark?
Yes. Oh, for sure. Is this where it came from? I thought it all came from Johnny Bravo, but maybe it is Marky Mark.
Maybe Johnny Bravo came from Marky Mark. And,
wait. I don't think I asked directly. Do you have a thing for tighty whities?
No, okay. I really don't. I really don't. And I do have a thing for other kinds of underwear. And I think we've talked about this before. Very specifically, like tight fitting, shiny or metallic underwear. I'm really, really into that.
Why do you think that is?
I think that might be a superhero thing, maybe.
Oh.
That's one of my theories. I literally don't know, though.
Yeah. Yeah. But like you were saying, you don't have to dissect why it is. You can just like it.
Yeah. And boy, do I. It's super fun. It's also nice then, like, when you're with somebody who knows that and then they like do that intentionally. It's a very nice surprise. And it's like, it's a sweet sign of like consent too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It shows that they care and we're thinking about you.
Yeah. And they want to push my buttons. I love having my buttons pushed. I think like there's a subby part of me that just enjoys having my buttons pushed. So if I get to know somebody well enough to show them where my buttons are and then they push them, that's like so super duper hot to me. Okay. Market realities. So briefs dominate with 32.4% market share in a $37.58 billion global market. Whether so one of the theories then about it being fetishized is just that it's prolific, that there's lots of them out there. So if you are even remotely into underwear, so much underwear is Tighty Whities that is just like, it's a numbers game. Like that's why you're into it. They're everywhere.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just odds.
Let's see if I have any other things. So basically it's the feeling. So the ways that the fetish expresses itself are whether you are wearing them or someone else is wearing them. The feeling that they have when you wear them is part of it for some people. The appearance, whether that is on yourself or on someone else, there's something titillating about just the aesthetic of the whole thing. And then that feeds into the used underwear thing. You know, the raunch. It's the raunch factor as a vehicle for raunch fetishes.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of fetishes and kinks, not only do you not need to know where they come from, they also can be like super powerful, and that can be scary sometimes. So like some people are like super duper into a thing and they don't know why, and it scares them that they react to it so strongly. I would contend that if you are a person who has a tighty whitey fetish, that is a fairly benign one. Like be thankful, I guess, in a way that's the one that you got.
Yeah, you don't have to feel weird for having a tighty whitey fetish. That's not that out there. You're completely normal and still totally okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's all.
That's all. I didn't mention on my Ask Reddit segment, but Matt talked about how there are tighty whitey subreddits that are, dedicated and people posting pictures of tighty whiteys, and there's some subset of straight men who are posting their pictures of tighty whiteys there, which is like, is that to get them subscribed to their OnlyFans? Is that because they like showing off? And even if that's, presumably there's predominantly gay men that look at that, like, yeah, do they not care where they get the attention from? Like, there's an interesting person that's posting their tighty whitey photos to Reddit.
I'm sure that there are lots of different motivations and that there can be multiple motivations at the same time. And I am fascinated by and very much into the straight guy who is not threatened by gayness, who likes attention. A lot of go-go boys are legitimately straight, and they're okay with me giving them money and touching them, and that's great.
That's ideal for everyone. Everyone gets a win.
Yeah. But this idea that like they could just genuinely like attention feels good, and if they can get out of their own way and not care that it's gay and just enjoy getting attention, like that's like, I think that's a perfectly valid and reasonable expression.
Yeah.
Did we do it, Kyle? I'm still burping goat cheese. It's bad.
Gross. Is it gay? I think I'm still not, like, there's definitely a gay subculture around tighty whities, but tighty whities themselves are seen as classic straight conservative underwear. So like, it's one of those weird things that both of those things exist at the same time, and it's not one or the other. And those are two weird groups to both be into tighty whities.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
And there are things that make them gayer, like being designer brand, or like you mentioned, being colors or patterns. Like there are things that can make it even more gay to have these kind of briefs.
Yep, I think that tighty whities, the garment, are straight, and then tighty whities for sexy time is gay.
That's true.
And I think that's because women apparently aren't into underwear, or like, in comparison to men anyway. And so like if you're into underwear, you are likely a gay man. And so like as a sex object, tighty whities are gay, but just as a piece of clothing, I think they're straight.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. I like that breakdown. We figured it out, Mike. We got there.
Yep. Per usual, we solved all the problems.
Did it.
Well, should we take a break and change into our tighty whities?
Yeah, let's go get our tighty whities on and then sell them used.
Great. Excellent. Let's take a break.
Break.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
So are we back?
We're back.
We're back.
We're going to do our gayest and straightest.
We're going to do our gayest and straightest, but first, local gay bar review.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm going to do, let's see. Shit, Kyle.
What?
Just there's just so many.
You have so many ready to go?
So many ready to go, and I don't know. Do I need to rework the system?
I mean, definitively yes, but why?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to talk about thirst in Washington, D.C. That's
Thirst.
It's THURST, which I think is weird.
Okay, of course. You got to put our own little gay spin on it.
Okay, here's what I wrote. Is this a gay bar?
Oh.
Dudes making out. So yes, there's hookah everywhere, which as a former smoker, I'm not into, but I see like that could be fun for other people. Also, I am the only white person in here and I love it, but I worry that this is not my space, so that I am encroaching. It was nice. We had a drink, 2.5 dildos, but I did technically hook up that night. So 3 dildos.
Oh, did you, from someone you met at Thirst?
No.
Oh,
that's immaterial, Kyle.
Oh, okay.
I've given lots of half dildos to somebody that was with me that I brought there.
Okay, fair enough. Nice. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I looked on our merch store. We don't have tighty whities on the merch store. We do have boxer briefs with our logo on them.
Oh.
It says stretch goals on a butt plug as a pattern, and then just the Gayish logo right on your dick. So if you want that, you can go to our website, which is gayishpodcast.com.
We're on social media at Gayish Podcast, or you can find a link to our Discord or a Facebook group at gayishpodcast.com/contact.
Our hotline, you can send us text messages or leave us voicemails, especially if it is your gayest and straightest. Hey, listen to me.
Oh, hey, Mike's talking.
Yeah, send in your gayest and straightest. Damn it. It's 5855-GAYISH. That's 585-542-9474. Standard rates apply.
Our email is gayishpodcast@gmail.com.
And our physical mailing address is Post Office Box 19882, Seattle, Washington, 98109. Okie dokie.
Let's do our gayest and straightest.
Let's do our gayest and straightest. I will go first. The straightest thing about me this week is I bought an entire socket set so that I could put together my gym equipment, Kyle.
Bro.
Like I had a ratchet and wrenches, and I was putting bolts and nuts and things together. It was magical.
Nice. Wow, that's so butch.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the gayest thing about me this week is, now that it's done and I've sent some people some photos, everyone keeps asking me, when is the sex in the gym going to happen? And I'm now every time I'm in there, I keep thinking about gym sex.
Is that like a turn on for you, or now an obligation?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I don't know that. Didn't think I was into it, but like now that the idea has been floated, I'm kind of like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
On the bench. And then
while you're lifting weights, because that's definitely a fetish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. And then I'll clean up afterwards. Wipe off the gym equipment, everybody.
Yeah, after you jizz on it.
I have heard of people injuring themselves because they accidentally got lube on their bench and then actually used it for exercise and slipped off.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, my gayest is I was hooking up with this dude and he walked out of the room and he said stay, and I didn't know whether he was talking to me or the dog.
Great. Were you into that?
I mean, yes, because I'm into being told what to do.
Yeah, great. Excellent.
And then my
Stay.
stay.
Good boy.
Yeah. My straightest is after I left, that same guy sent me a message on Sniffies and said, I love you.
Oh, no.
And I avoided that. I did not respond to him after that. And avoiding feelings is a straight thing.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, are you that good, Kyle?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Dear boys that are listening, I am that good. No, I'm not. I don't know what was going on for him, but something was up.
Well, something was up you too. So
and then Matt Harper actually sent in his gayest and straightest, so I wanted to read his.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, his gayest is turning a work week trip to northern Indiana into a weekend trip to Chicago so I could spend time in Boys Town, go to Sidetrack's Show Tunes Sunday, and get extra excited when the bartender added edible glitter to my dirty Shirley.
Oh, made it even dirtier.
Edible glitter in a drink is the gayest thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah. It is weirdly a thing that exists that you don't think should exist, right?
Yeah.
Like first we know glitter is transing the fish, but
yes.
Do I have to retire that joke? Is it okay to say anymore? I don't even know.
I think it's still funny, but I'm not trans, so I don't know. I think it's because it's just one of those weird beliefs that we read back in our glitters shrinkage episode. It's a callback.
See, you do remember stuff, Kyle.
I do sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, edible glitter is a thing, and you're like, should it be? I'm like, this is going in my body. Is my poop gonna shine now?
Ooh, cute, like a unicorn's.
Yeah.
His straightest, shopping for a new vehicle, specifically an electric pickup truck, doing tons of research on it first, and getting excited that I'll get to run a new 100 amp circuit in my garage for the needed charger. Which getting excited about vehicle stuff is definitely a straight thing.
And electrical work that's straight.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
I hope he's hot.
Thank you for requesting this episode, Matt. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Matt. And I have your t-shirt. It's right here in this envelope. I will send it. I promise.
What an effective method of communication is telling them on the episode.
Yeah. I've been in Ireland and I'm tired.
Okay. I also want to thank our super gap bridgers. Thank you to Locomotive, Simon Srirachi, Kaylee Adams, Kid Oliver, Kobe Gordon, Squoggle, Andrew Bugby, William Bryant, John Crowley, Stephen Porch, Yost Osel, Jonathan Montañez, Forrest Nail, Steve Douglas, Explosive Lasagna, Michael Covington, Thomas B, Dusty Sands, A. Coleman, Chris Cacciatorians, and Jerome York. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your money. That's it. This has been Gayish from the Chris Cacciatorian Studios. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you. See ya.
Be covered in cotton. God, why can't my brain work right now?